set forth a plan right now that takes money out of a system that relies on the fares of the buses and the subways. But can we find a path to make it more affordable for people who need help? Of course we can. And
what about childcare, though?
Childcare, I already committed to. So we'll be on a path to get there, because I'm committed to this as a mom governor. I get it. But also, to do it statewide right now, it's about $15 billion. The entire amount of my
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, Zohran, I was saying the name right, Mamdani had offered the citizens of New York City and anyone that was visiting free public transportation. And Kathy Hochul said, fam, he's been tricking y'all. Okay. Now I want to be clear about something. And we really need to start doing two things in our public schools. One is economics. We need to start teaching that at a very, very early age. I understand why they don't teach it, because if they taught economics in school, right, people wouldn't burn through their money, and this would people would be more financially responsible, and that might not be good for businesses. But even more important, people would be interested in what the government is doing with their money. That's the thing I don't want y'all to lose. If we taught economics in school, people would be interested in what the government did with their money. And the second thing that we need to teach in schools is civics. How the government actually works. So I want to be clear about this, and I'm going to just tell y'all about something that was happening a couple of years ago so y'all can understand just how insane it was that Mamdani even offered to have public transportation free, regardless of the individuals who obviously know very, very, very little about the way money works and about the way our government works. Because anyone who voted for that, I don't care how much money you have, I don't care how intelligent you believe yourself to be, none of that is important. The fact of the matter is that this was something that is impossible to happen. I'm going to explain real quick. Well, I'm going to say something first. So do y'all remember a couple of years ago, if you are a New Yorker, when they first started talking about they were going to make the fares more expensive? People forget why that was a thing. People forget that the MTA is subsidized by the New York State or city, whatever the case, one of the two municipalities. They subsidize the MTA, and the reason why they do that is because the MTA basically says that if they aren't certain government monies coming to them, that they would have to charge so much for the fare. So there's so that's basically what's happening. So the government was basically Kathy Hochul and the people in charge were trying to prevent the MTA from raising fares. But because it is so expensive to run the MTA, allegedly, I mean, we're not even going to do allegedly at this point. Obviously, it's expensive to run it. I don't know what they're doing with the money, just so we can be clear. But it is very expensive to run a public transportation in any large city. This isn't like a small city. I can see if we were somewhere like in the middle of a small city or a smaller town or something like that, with maybe 100,000 people living there, even a couple 100,000 people living there, and you're like, we're gonna do free public transportations. That might work. But when you have one of the three largest cities or four largest cities, I don't know where New York City lands at on that, in America, free public transportation just isn't gonna work. It's just not a thing that is possible. Kathy Hochul, y'all forget, there were Democratic politicians that could not, that would not, I don't know what they can or can't do, but that would not support Mamdani. Mamdani knew, he knew that this was a thing that was not possible. Y'all, and this is what I mean by the Democrats consistently lie about whatever their agenda is. They really do. I know y'all think the Republicans do, and I keep hearing it's both sides, but I've been alive for quite some time. It is not both sides, fam. Every time I hear somebody try to tell me it's both sides, I know they know that they're on the wrong side. Every time I hear somebody say, oh, I just hate all politicians. What do you think Jesus was? What do you think the apostles were? Are you reading the Bible? First of all, if you're not reading the Bible at all, I don't expect for you to know these things, so this isn't for you. But are you reading the Bible correctly? What do you think the book of Corinthians were? There's a ton of books in the Bible that is specifically made so that the people who are in charge know how to govern the people. Just so we can be clear. So he knew without a shadow of a doubt that this was something that is not possible in New York City. And this is something that I find interesting. But I want you to go check the day after his he won. And I want to know what the weather was. Because how 9 o'clock in the damn morning did he already have a video up talking about the free buses? We can't do it. How? Did you try? He did try. But the thing is, he already knew it wasn't possible. That's the only way that he could already be telling you the very next day after getting elected that these promises I made you, yeah, they're not passables. We're gonna have to figure it out. Also, I just want to add, he was like, yo, y'all don't gotta send me money. I'm gonna get all of this done. If you people are not sending him money, then who's paying for his campaign? You know that's a bragging point for politicians. How much money they raised from regular citizens, because that kind of adds to the weight of whatever they're speaking. Y'all just elected a dude that nobody was giving money to, but people were giving money to. Who were those people? Y'all elected a person who's bought and paid for. And they basically told you they were bought and paid for before they even got elected. Y'all still elected the guy. We're about to have a whole bunch of craziness in New York City. It is what it is. I don't expect any different. But I am going to say this. When we don't get anything from the government, when we get no government assistance, when we get no government help, I want y'all to remember, it's not Trump's fault. It's the guy who, if they did give them some money, he would blow it. Like, comment, subscribes, join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.